We're just 86 days away from the 2024 general election. Good afternoon and welcome to Election Brief. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125 on all our social media platforms and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Election Headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dream, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. Also brought to you by German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty, as well as Chopbox Technologies, a convenience service, and Youth Breed Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development. My name is Faustina Savo. Please stay for details. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Now, the race to secure a slot on the presidential ballot for election 2024 is getting more intense as 7 more aspirants are expected to file nominations with the EC today. Already 11 independent and political parties candidates have successfully filed nominations in the first 2 days. 7 of the remaining 22 are expected to file their nominations later today. Let's go live to the EC headquarters where my colleague James Aveji is standing by for us. James, who are these 7 aspirants expected to file?
For say the CPP's candidate is expected to file this morning. And as GCPP, Ikadonko is also expected to file her nominations at 2 o'clock, as well as the embattled former PNC General Secretary, who is Janet Nabila. The 3 of them are the 3 female candidates expected to file their nominations today. Just before we come on air now, Ikadonko just walked into the commission and preparing to file her nomination. She happens to be the first candidate who will be received for the day. The CPP was expected to file their nominations in the morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Some party officials came to the Electoral Commission to plead that they be shifted to 3 o'clock to file their nominations. Some other independent candidates are also expected to file their nomination. Sam Ankara is expected to file his nomination, as well as other candidates like another independent candidate, one Atife Tong, as well as Mohammed Abdullah and Nana Stevens are also expected to file, taking the number to some 7 candidates. And so, so far, since morning, none has filed as we posted.
Yeah, but then you are just telling us that Ikadonko has arrived to file. Who is she with?
She is here with some other leadership of the party. You can see behind me some supporters gathered in front of the Electoral Commission headquarters there, all rallying their support for her as she prepares to file that nomination, and so party leaders as we speak.
Thank you, James Aveji. We're just telling you that Ikadonko has arrived at the EC headquarters to file her nomination. Now, let's stay with the NPP because flagbearer of the NPP, Mahama, has pledged to reduce electricity tariffs by 50% if elected president in the 2024 general elections. The ambitious reduction, he explained, would be achieved by significantly expanding the nation's reliance on solar energy as a primary source of power. Speaking at the Church of Pentecost in Teshi, Bawumia indicated that the current reliance on traditional fossil fuels and hydropower has led to fluctuations and unsustainable electricity costs for both households and businesses. To counter this, his government would prioritize the development of large-scale solar power projection across the country.
Oil and gas, no Ghana, you're taking bold decision. You're moving away from primary dependence on oil and gas. Now you're moving ye harness solar power no you bet me electricity. Two things. Solar power no me present 2,000 megawatts of solar power ever come. And no at the electricity bill ever perform by 50% reduction. The autonomy, 2,000 megawatts, it requires a lot of solar panels. Bebre, and you importing solar panels. You are setting up factories for the manufacturing of the solar panels right here in Ghana. Now your memory, we will manufacture our own solar panels and also for the sub-region. And you see some opportunity at developing a capacity to manufacture solar panels in Ghana. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. We can do it.
My colleague Kenneth Jesse is embedded in the NPP flag bearers team. He joins us live with more. Ken, what else can you report? Can you have to unmute for us to hear you clearly? We just want to find out what else has happened on this campaign trail. Ken, you would have to unmute. We can't hear you. If you just tuned in, we're just giving updates on Bawumia's campaign trail. He has pledged to reduce electricity tariffs by 50% if elected president. I'm told I have better connection to Ken now. Ken, you have to unmute and then make your point.
Party that they have introduced the free senior high.
Kenneth, unfortunately, I don't have good connection to you. We would come back to you when we have better connection to you. Now, still on the campaign trail, the return of former Member of Parliament for Isinkum Jaman P to the new Patriotic Party has bolstered the fortunes of the party in the constituency. Incumbent MP Kwabena Kumi says the renewed unity within the party has strengthened the MPP's efforts to secure 60% of vote in the upcoming general election. Now, Yaujima has more in the following report.
Since 1996, the new Patriotic Party has been recording an increase in votes in the Ejoso constituency. In 2016, the party recorded the highest votes of 83% in Ejoso, but the possibility of a decline in the NPP's fortunes in the 2024 general election was predicted after the former MP Kwabena Kumi contested as an independent candidate in a by-election the NPP struggled to win. An aspirant in the NPP Ejoso primary, Kwesi Nyantechi, however, says the party is more energized for the elections with the return of the former MP and other aggrieved members.
Mr. Juaben is a former MP. He is a formidable force in the Ejoso constituency. We all saw the goals that he pulled in the recent by-election. And I believe that the coming of Mr. Juaben into the fold of the NPP party will strengthen the party. The party is now going to grow from strength to strength. And I believe that the party needs him more than ever in this election for the party to break the 8.
At the launch of the Ejoso constituency campaign, the NPP recorded a large number of supporters thronging the streets of Ejoso. In attendance was the incumbent Member of Parliament, Kwabena Kumi, and other aspirants in the party's primary to signify a united front.
With this unification, we have victory ahead of us and we are going to achieve it. In fact, we are getting more than 90% in Ejoso for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. No less. We are not settling for less. 90% and above of the vote. Ejoso is NPP, NPP is Ejoso, and there's nothing anybody can do about that. And it is for a reason. And the reason is that Ejoso does not see development when NPP is not in power. We don't see it. We only see development when the NPP is around. In 2008, when NPP left power, every developmental project ceased in Ejoso until 2017 when the NPP was back in power. So the people know, and they are going to take a very rational and objective decision to maintain the MPP so that the various road projects that are going on, the various schools and hospital upgrade that is going on will keep going on.
For Joy News, Nana Yaojima, Kumasi.
Away from the Ashanti region, a member of the African Union Board Against Corruption, Edam Senanu, has described the governing New Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate for Isinkum Jaman P's Hashi's promise to help his constituents travel to the United States of America if he is elected in the 2024 general election as vote buying. Mr. Hajide, in a viral video, asked his constituents to vote massively for him in the upcoming December 7 polls with a helping hand to the USA for the 2026 FIFA World Cup in mind. Speaking on NewsX earlier, Edam Senanu asked politicians to desist from making such promises.
When we get to the issues of democracy and development, it's a contest of ideas. So what we're expecting would be parliamentarians and what have you, would be to focus on the development ideas and strategies they intend to deploy. It is not to say we are going to offer you some good, some service. That's vote buying. That's an attempted vote buying. It's to say, I will do this for you, therefore vote for me. It has nothing to do with the national development, constituency development. It is clearly an attempt at vote buying. And that's not the kind of thing that will build a nation. And so it was extremely unfortunate. I'm hoping that none of his audience actually, people were clapping, but I hope that nobody took him seriously because that's not what this is about.
Well, let's take you back to our earlier story. We told you the flag bearer of the NPP is embedded currently at Tishi, and our colleague Kenneth Jesse is embedded with the NPP team. He joins us live with more. Kenneth, I'm hoping to have better connection to you. What else has he been promising constituents?
So we currently are at lab where Dr. Baumia is currently in a closed-door meeting with the Wulamo there. Now, before that, he went to the Traditional Council to also meet the elders to have an interaction with them. Now, from the Church of Pentecost, where he made the promise to reduce electricity tariffs by 50%, he headed to the Tertiary Nurses Training College, where he also sold his message to the nurses there that when he comes into power, he's going to ensure the continuation of the payment of nurses training allowance, and told them that if they make a mistake and vote for John Dramani Mahama, he's going to cancel the nurses training allowance like he did in his previous administration. So from where he's currently engaging the Wulabo, will be heading to the Arts Center where he's expected to engage the youth and sell his message of hope to them. He's also promising that if he's voted for into power, nobody is going to need to fill forms when they are applying for a passport. All you need to have a Ghana card, and also get your passport missing in another country. If you are coming to the country, Ghana, you do not need a passport now. You can just simply use your Ghana card to enter the country. So it's selling that message and also telling people about the senior high school that was introduced by the Patriotic government that if he is voted for, he is going to continue that. Now he has presented himself.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken, for bringing us that update. Now let's do some other stories. Now, two groups, Fixing the Country and the Patriotic Front, have vowed to proceed with their counter-protest against the NDC's planned demonstration over what the party describes as discrepancies in the voter register. Now, concerns have risen among some members of the public that having two opposing groups hitting the streets protesting on the same day across Ghana could lead to chaos and clashes. However, the group Fixing the Country is asserting that the Ghana Police Service is equipped to manage the situation and that they're determined to go ahead. Here's convener of the group calling itself Fixing the Country, Ernest Osubempa.
We feel that it is important that the security agencies, who knows better, should call certain group of people to order. Whether it's going to into chaos of confusion or whatever, it is the NDC who's fanning and then beating war drum and then causing chaos, or trying to beat chaos drum in this country. We're going to allow that. We need to set the standard. We need to let everybody know that we are a peace-loving country. It's a strategy to destroy and prepare the ground for not accepting the results for 2024. They know they have been defeated, and we don't care whatever confusion, whatever they are bringing, or whatever we feel it is. It's in the duty of the Ghana Police Service, which we believe have the mandate to protect, to come out and do the right thing. But going out there as a peaceful, loving citizens of this country to demonstrate.
Flagbearer for the Movement for Change, now the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, Alan Kojo Tremanting, has put his best bet to winning the 2024 presidential election on his credentials as a public servant over the years. The former Trades and Industry Minister, who served as a minister in other portfolios under the former President Kufuor and in various regional bodies, believes that his years of experience makes him the best choice for voters come December 7. He said this after filing his nomination at the Electoral Commission headquarters on Wednesday.
It has been clear to me that the people of this country are looking for a president who will fight for the interests of Ghana and not for the interests of political parties. They are looking for a president who will bring Ghana out of our economic crisis. But they are also looking for a president who will reconcile the nation and unite the nation and not to divide the nation. But beyond that, they are also looking for a government, a president who will bring into being a truly representative, all-inclusive government of national unity, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But they are also looking for a president who will lead the process of constitutional reforms that will improve the quality of governance in our country. And last but not the least, they are looking for a president who will inspire behavioral, attitudinal, and mindset change amongst Ghanaians. And it is clear that today is a day that most Ghanaians have been waiting for, that Alan Tremanting will file his nomination to contest as the first non-partisan president for the Republic of Ghana. Because Ghanaians believe that I'm the man that can get the job done. I have the vision, I have the competence, I also have the integrity and then the capacity for execution. And today I'm putting it to rest. Alan has filed his nomination and I personally appeal for your support in December this year.
Alan Tremanting at his filing also announced broadcast journalist Kwame Owusu-Danso as his running mate. The announcement is seen as a strategic move to boost his campaign as the political race intensifies.
To the young people of this country, I've lived up to my commitment. I promise that I'll deliver to you a young vice president nominee. I've done so by nominating an excellent, fine, young gentleman, demonstrably young at the age of 40 years, who is not just a lawyer, but he is also an accomplished political and social activist. Interestingly, he's also a musician. And this man has been fighting for your rights as young people for many years. Now he has an opportunity to accompany me on this journey to bring a new class of young leaders going forward for our nation. And I hope that God would bless our efforts.
Let's broaden the conversation here on Election Brief. Joining me now in the studio is Karish Schobi. He's Deputy Director for Policy Movement for Change. Now, thank you for your time here on Newsdesk. Now, the Alliance for Revolutionary Change. We were expecting that you would choose somebody like the man for the job, Dr. the flag bearer, who is Apasera, to be part of this team. Why KOD then?
All right, thank you very much. I think it speaks to the character of the Honorable John Kwabena. Honorable Chamatin is a man of his words. When he gives you his words, he goes by it. He makes sure he does it. And the point is that he committed himself to a youth running mate, a young person to partner him on the journey. Now, the Constitution bars anybody from below 40 from being part of the process. So that cuts out the under 30. So 40 to 50 was his benchmark. And clearly, he's gone for KOD. The other issue is that Alan Trematin is very astute and has years of experience as far as issues of economic development are concerned. Because of that, we needed somebody who can balance him off on the other aspects of governance. So if you check, KOD is somebody very heavy on civil society, so the governance bit is covered. Apart from that, he's into the entertainment, media, and journalism. That is a very important also sector for Alan Trematin. The Great Transformational Plan outlines many programs that he has for them. But not just that, for somebody who was a musician, he can also frontline conversations on tourism, which is a fourth pillar of industrial revolution for the Alan Trematin campaign and for this country that we are seeking to do. So he's actually very perfectly well fit to partner Alan Trematin to make sure that we're able to get the reins of government.
I was referring to Abu Sakar because some political watchers feel that he is best placed to lead the party alongside Alan Trematin. Why did you push him aside then?
No, absolutely. I mean, Dr. Abu Sakara, for his astute personality and the years of experience in politics, but also many forget that he's actually one of the global experts on agriculture. So he has a fantastic place in the team. If you check the Great Transformation Plan, National Agricultural Revolution is a very key part of it. So it's no problem at all. But at the end of the day, what was Alan Trematin's commitment? That he's going for a youth. Honorable Sakara, fantastic as he is, he's a very integral part of the team, but he doesn't fall within that category. But he remains an integral part of the team, spearheading and frontlining our agricultural policy and many others because his experience spans beyond that space. Again, what Ghanaians should expect in an Alan Trematin presidency is not the usual. We normally will go for one politically known person or one of the other and all of that. But he says, no, to govern this country, we need all hands on deck. We need to reach beyond those who are partisan or politically oriented. And that's why we talk of the government of national unity. We talk about putting together a second chamber, all right, that is representative. For example, you have people from chieftaincy, from the clergy, people from student leadership, and across the board who would have powers even above the president, can subdue the powers of the president. So he is actually living up to the plan that he has in the GTP in the way he's conducting his campaign. And I think that is the thing that makes Alan Trematin even more credible in this year's process.
Alan has put out an ambitious 10-pointer plan on how to help the youth. Key among them, when I was reading this policy proposal, is to support the youth to be involved in small-scale mining. You say that you want to provide them with capital as well as equipment. Now, this is quite a surprise at this time we're pushing the agenda against illegal mining. So why?
All right. As you'd see, Alan Trematin's plan is always a very robust and integrated one. He has already said that within 2 years, he will eliminate galamsey. Now, what is galamsey? Illegal mining. Any form of mining that is at the non-designated place, like a forest reserve, or in a water body, or any form of mining that does not use the right equipment, machinery, and chemicals. All right? So that, he has been very vociferous on it. It's in the Great Transformational Plan. He says he will abolish it within 2 years. But whilst you are doing that, he says the Western region will serve as the minerals development hub. So we're going to create an industry around it. Now, the young people, particularly of the region or the resource-rich areas, need to be economically engaged. The reason why it is haphazard is because the arrangement that you have does not support them to have the capacity to do it right. All right. So whilst you are clamping down on it and stopping it with all draconian measures, you also need to create a mechanism, have an arrangement, a plan that would be able to support those that you license, regulate, and everything to get involved in legal small-scale mining. Legal small-scale mining. Because you don't want to dispossess young people. When it comes to young people, what are the challenges in getting involved in business generally? It's finance. It's access to finance, access to machinery. And so his government will facilitate that kind of support so that they don't feel dispossessed. They don't feel dispossessed. If you remember Nigeria, Niger Delta, because the young people there felt dispossessed by Shell and all the other big companies, look at the riots that has been going on for all these years. So yes, you want to clamp down the illegality, but can you create an avenue where they will be meaningfully engaged in the process? So it's a very more robust and compact policy. If you check the incidence of brain drain, for example, Chamani said his government would design a program that will match skills that are needed in foreign lands so that the government will legally and properly export labor. When you do that, the people whom you are exporting, they are covered because this is government-to-government arrangement. It's not about going through a desert in Libya or going through some connection man or anything. But whilst you are doing that, you need to be able to attract expertise of Ghanaians living abroad. So he's spoken about the Ghana Skills Bank project that will aggregate expertise that we have abroad because we are going to industrialize this country and you need the brains to come back to help develop this country. This is how robust and comprehensive and tightly knitted the Alan Kyerematen plan is.
You allude to the fact that some of the measures we're putting in place to deal with illegal mining are draconian. So then what would you do if given the nod?
In my opinion, we've not done anything draconian yet. Yes. If you want to go draconian, first you need to, presently where we are, an absolute ban on small-scale mining. Why? Because what we used to know as small-scale mining, proper mining, but on the small scale, surface mining, and illegal mining are morphed. Many people who the government will say are involved in small-scale mining are mining that is polluting our water bodies. They are mining in forest reserves and the likes. So because of that confusion, you need to put an absolute ban on small-scale mining.
But then you won't also empower the youth to be involved in small-scale mining. So how then do we find the fine balance?
When you are bleeding, the first thing is to stop it.
Okay.
Currently, Ghana is bleeding from this galamsey menace. So you stop it.
Okay.
When you have stopped it and you send in the military, not in what we saw, you send them in dispassionately, it doesn't matter. And the good thing about Alan Kyerematen is that he is neither MPP, nor NDC, nor GCPP, nor anybody. It's going to be a government of the people of Ghana, a government of national unity. So when we say stop, you stop. And we'll use every force necessary to stop it. When it is now stopped, then you reorganize it. You rearrange it. And that's why he puts timelines. Within 2 years, he's going to absolutely make sure that it stops.
Well, that's how we wrap up Election Brief. My name is Faustina Safo. For more news, please log on to myjournalline.com. Good afternoon.